Parthiban Kanavu, English translation by Anand Kannan, narrated by Sujatha Anand. Book 3, Chapter 26. The boat drifts away. After the boat reached the bank, Kannan hopped off the boat. Vikraman embraced him. Kannan shed tears of joy, saying, "My king, I am fortunate to see you again. Kannan, you materialized just as I was thinking of you. I have been standing here and looking at your hut for the last day or two. If you had not turned up today, I might have jumped in the water and tried to swim across the river to come and see you." "Look, the boat is drifting away. Tie it up," said Vikraman. Kannan tied the boat to a tree root. They sat down under the tree. Vikraman asked, "Kannan, tell me your news. Everything, starting from the episode from the banks of the wild river, seems like a dream. I still can't believe I'm sitting on the banks of my beloved Kaveri. Tell me everything, starting from when you left me and why you left me." "My king, I found a country physician to treat after a great effort. I can't describe my emotions when I returned and found you missing." "So you went to get a physician? Tell me in detail." "My king, do you remember that we stayed at the Mahendra Mandap?" "Yes, I find it unpleasant to recall the events of that night." "You recall that we had decided to leave the next morning, right? I woke up the next day and started. You had a fever and were too weak to walk. You walked a few steps and returned to lie down. Your fever worsened as time went. I faced a dilemma. I could not leave you alone, but could not just stay there without getting help. Finally, I decided to go get medical help. I found a physician after a long search. When I returned and could not find you, I almost went mad with worry." "What did you do then?" Kannan told him the whole story, meeting the dwarf, hearing that Kundavi took Vikraman in her palanquin, following the entourage to Parantakapuram, reassuring himself that Vikraman was safe there, going to Mamalapuram to visit the sage, going to Kolli Hills with him, finding the secret passage, and leaving the sage there to return to Oriyur. For Vikraman was surprised that Kannan met the sage at the sculpture house. "Kannan, I met Veerasenan, the spy chief, at the same spot." "It's an odd coincidence that you met the sage there. I have a suspicion." "Suspicion? What suspicion, my king?" "Is the sage the spy chief?" "Yes, my king. Veerasenan is indeed the sage. On my way from Mamalapuram to the sculpture house, I saw someone right ahead of me. From your description, I guessed that he might be the spy chief. He went into the sculpture house and came back out as the sage, with long hair and beard. So the chief of spies knows who I am. Gosh, he is the one who has been helping us all along. Is he going to betray me now?" "My king, he is certainly not going to betray you. Although he is the spy chief, he has met your father in the battlefield and has sworn to assist you. You have no reason to fear him. However, there is another danger. You may know that Marappa Bhupati is now the commander of the Chola army. He is suspicious. We have to leave soon." "I agree that we have to leave. There is a bigger danger here as well," said Vikraman. Kannan saw an uncharacteristic agitation on his face. "What sort of danger, my king?" he asked. "The danger in the depths of a young woman's eyes," said Vikraman. He stared into the depths of the river and was quiet for a while. He then resumed, "I don't mind confiding in you, Kannan. When I was taken as a prisoner to Kanchi, I saw a young woman. When I was shipped away from Mamalapuram, she was there and looked at me with great concern. I could not forget her during the 3 years that I spent in Senvaka Island. Here is the surprising part. The same young woman helped by getting me here from Mahendra Mandap and nursing me back to good health. I need to see this young woman and thank her for saving my king. If you listen to what I say, you won't be that keen on thanking her." "Oh my gosh, what is it?" asked Kannan. "Kannan, a battle has been raging in my mind for the last 3 days. I have read in the epics that people have lost themselves in love. I fear I'm going to lose myself too. Have you heard that the sage Vishwamitra lost his meditative spell because he was infatuated with Menaka? This young woman is casting her spell on me with a similar vein. Ponnan interrupted. My king, I am illiterate, but if you don't mind me taking a liberty, I will give you my point of view. Of course, Ponna, you should speak your mind. You bring up sage Vishwamitra and Menaka. Also keep in mind that women have motivated their men to do great things. Sita made Ram a nobler man. Why did Krishna go through the trouble of rescuing Rukmani? Did Subhadra cause Arjuna's ruin? Did Murugan lose his focus because he sought Valli out? Good questions, Ponna. It's not just these men and women from the epics. Queen Arulmozhi made King Parthiban a nobler man. Valli helps Ponnan be a greater man. Exactly. Then why are you speaking as if love for a woman can only be a bad thing? Ponna, there are people whose love elevated them. They are the fortunate ones. There are also people who gave their principles up for love. My love belongs to that unfortunate category. The girl I love is such that I might give up my goal and principles for her. I have thought of nothing but her since I recovered. I can't consider living without her. I might be prepared to forego even heaven for her sake. The independence of a kingdom seems even less important. At this rate, I might settle for being a vassal for her sake. Ponnan was aghast. He recalled the sage saying that this might be Vikraman's last test. He asked, My king, is it really you speaking? Do you recall the pledge you made to your father in the art gallery? I remember, Ponna, but I fear I might not remember it in a few days. My resolution has been faltering with every passing day here, so I have decided to leave with you. Can we go? We can, my king, but we have some unfinished business here. I have buried the box that the queen left in my custody here. We can leave after I recover that box. See, I forgot the box. Another day or two, I might forget myself. We should recover the box and leave before the girl gets here. Where have you hidden the box? Asked Vikraman eagerly. It is close by, my king. Do we need to dig it up? Yes, I have brought a crowbar and spade for digging, said Ponnan, and took those out from the bottom of the boat. They went into the mangrove. After they left, Kundavi emerged from behind a tree. She looked around and went to the boat. After another furtive glance around, she untied the boat. The boat moved. Then, tossed around by the currents of the river, it picked up speed. Kundavi smiled as she watched it drift away. End of chapter 26.